Hi everyone, Jack from Maths Forge here, and in today's lesson we're going to be doing the laws of indices for negative powers. So let's take a look at our first example. We've already established from the laws of indices for positive powers that if you're multiplying two base numbers that are the same, you can simply just add their powers to get the final answer. So if we take that law and apply it to this question, let's see what we end up with. We can see here that we're multiplying the same bases, 9 and 9. So according to the law, all we should do is add their powers together. So this should give us a final answer of a base of 9, and adding their powers together is 12 plus negative 10. And from our lesson on negative numbers, you should know that if you're adding a negative number, you are simply just subtracting the numbers from one another. So 12 minus 10 is 2. So when adding these powers, we end up with 2. So our final answer should be 9 to the power of 2. And if we check our answer, there it is. Now we'll do a 2-star example. Here we're dividing 9 to the power of negative 5 by 9 to the power of negative 10. And if you remember our second law of indices, if you are dividing two base numbers that are the same, you can calculate this simply by subtracting their powers. So the final answer will be the same base number, but with the powers subtracted from one another. So for our example here, we are going to end up with a base of 9. However, we have to subtract the power that's in the numerator from the power that's in the denominator. So we're going to have negative 5 subtract negative 10. And if you remember our lesson on negative numbers, if you are subtracting a negative number, it's the same as if you are adding it. So we're going to have negative 5 plus 10. And negative 5 plus 10 is equal to positive 5. So this should be the power for our final answer, 9 to the power of 5. If we check our answer, there it is. Now let's do a 3-star example. Here we have 11 to the power of negative 2 in brackets raised to the power of 3. So our third law of indices was that if you have a base number to a power that's being raised to another power, you simply end up with the same base number but with the powers multiplied together. So if we apply that to this example, we should get the following. Have the same base number of 11, but multiply negative 2 to 3. Negative 2 multiplied by 3 should give us negative 6. If you remember from the lesson on negative numbers, multiplying a negative by a positive gives you a negative value. And 2 times 3 is 6. So our final answer should be 11 to the power of negative 6. And if we check our answer, there it is. And that's it for the law of indices for negative numbers.